I am here with my dear friend Buzz the Bee from Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. You are going to want to keep a close eye on the weather today, am I right? And let me tell you, it's time now for your local weather report, brought to you by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Let's buzz on over to the Main Street Media TV Weather Center.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather on Main Street.
Happy Thursday. I'm Kelly Rawson in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a check at your forecast for southern middle Tennessee. Another picture perfect day for today. Temperatures starting off in the 50s, eventually going to be warming into the upper 70s to lower 80s for this afternoon. Again, expect plenty of sunshine. No rain chance for today. Tonight, you'll need a light jacket if you're going to be out and about. Temperatures fall back into the 60s and into the 50s overnight. For your Friday morning, again, a jacket is needed by morning, but probably not for the afternoon. We're talking mid-80s by Friday, and then a mostly dry cold front moves through Friday night into Saturday. Temperatures go from the mid-80s to the mid-70s. The slightest chance of a shower on Saturday, but otherwise we should be mainly dry, and we are going to be dry for the remainder of the forecast period as temperatures stay in the 70s.
Thank you for that update. Tune in each day on Mornings on Main Street for an up-to-date weather report brought to you by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. All of their contact information is below. Have a great day.
Good morning, Stefanie.
Good morning. Hi, kids. Hot tea, please.
Welcome to Mornings on Main Street. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. So glad you've decided to stop by today. We'll say it again that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And today we are sharing with you how breast health advocacy is really now in your hands. This is all thanks to an incredible app, the Feel for Your Life application. It was created by a breast cancer survivor herself, Jessica Baladad. She will be with us here shortly to talk to us not only about where the app is now, the work that she's doing in Washington, and how important it is to be your own advocate when it comes to breast health. We'll have that coming up in just a minute. But first, let's get a check of your headlines.
Hello, here's the latest news and weather from Main Street Media TV. In the wake of Hurricane Helene, the Freeman Recovery Center in East Tennessee has launched the Hope After Helene Recovery Relief Fund, aiming to aid those in addiction recovery, matching up to $25,000 in donations. Columbia receives $810,000 from Tennessee Housing Development Agency to aid low-income homeowners in renovating their properties, with further details to be disclosed at a public meeting. The Giles County School Board reviews progress on ongoing school renovations and discusses the allocation of unspent contingency funds to maintain reserve funds for a vocational building project. Registered voters urged to partake in early voting for the November 5th general election, with 4 candidates vying for 2 seats on Fairview City Commission. Valid photo ID required. Dixon's Roxy Movie Theater is hosting weekly screenings of classic war films every Thursday at noon, from early October through December 12th, excluding Thanksgiving. For more news and weather, visit us online at mainstreetmediatn.com. Thanks for watching.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
Being a part of a cooperative is being a part of something bigger. Farm Credit Mid-America is a customer-owned lender that specializes in agricultural financing for farm real estate, operating, and farm equipment. A unique benefit of being a part of the Farm Credit Mid-America Cooperative is our patronage program, which has put over $1 billion back in our customers' hands over the last 7 years. That's the power of a cooperative. Visit us at fcma.com to learn more.
I own the land.
I farm the land. Together we're farmers. This is our cooperative.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
So, you want to be a part of the Busy Bee team, huh? Well, how do you see yourself fitting into the organization? Oh, I get it. You want to be a weather bee.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. As I mentioned at the top of the show, we have a returning guest, and it has been quite some time. I want to say a little over a year, or just about a year, since we sat down with Jessica Baladad, talking about her app and what she created through the Feel for Your Life. She is not only the creator of this, but the chief advocate of making sure breast exams women are doing what they need to do. She has an incredible story herself. So first off, Jessica, thanks for coming back and sitting with me.
I love being here. Thank you so much.
It is such a treat. And you have been on the go since the last time that we sat down.
Yeah.
Your application now, you were sharing, has 66,000 downloads?
Yes, all over the world, people have downloaded Feel for Your Life to promote their self-advocacy for their breast health. And I couldn't be more honored and humbled about it.
I do want to share a little bit, or want you to share a little bit of your story. You're now a 6-year breast cancer survivor.
Yep.
6 years already.
Mm-hmm.
And what I find fascinating at the time, because we always talk about starting your breast exams or going to get your mammograms at the age of 40.
Mm-hmm.
You were in what, your early 30s?
I was 33 years old, yeah. And I found a lump in the shower. I had been doing self-exams since I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
At that age, I accidentally found a lump in my breast. It had to be removed because it was growing, but it was benign. And it was that experience that put me in the habit of doing self-exams. So it saved my life at 30 years or 33 years old.
At 33, but when you first went to the doctor, they kind of just, I don't want to say brushed it off, but
they
did not see a big concern.
Yeah, they basically said, you're 33, you're too young to have cancer. And even though you have a family history, you have a history of having benign lumps too. Women's breasts are just lumpy. So they just kind of sent me on my way. And it took me 4 months to get a diagnostic screening.
Wow. And from that, this is what your passion became after this, making sure that other women do not find themselves in the same situation, make sure that they're getting what they need to do through what you've created, the Feel for Your Life app, which I love the fact this is global now.
Mm-hmm.
What other work do you continue to do? Because you're in Washington quite a bit, continuing to advocate.
Right. So I'm trying to close those loopholes that insurance companies try to exploit to deny care to patients. I've been there. I know what it's like. My friends in the breast cancer community have been there. And so I'm working on things with lots of acronyms, I'll just say, but this isn't a red versus blue thing. This is a bipartisan thing where both sides come together. They see the issues, they care about the people who are involved, and they want to do something about it.
What are you hearing from those in Washington as you're there?
They are listening to the patient stories. They see how they're being affected. They see what struggles that they have, and they want to actually do something about it. So one thing that I'm working on is something that would allow health savings accounts to be allowed for people who have plans through Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act. Rather than using your subsidy that you may qualify for towards your premiums, you can actually put that into a health savings account and use that money for what you want, so you have more options and choices for your care.
That is incredible, and would be for anyone going through this. How can we best help ourselves as somebody out there finding they are diagnosed with breast cancer? What steps do they need to take at that point in your mind?
I will just talk from my experience. I had to gather the people around me that I knew I could trust and who could support me. It's very important, when you're telling your story and telling people I have breast cancer, that can be really hard for a patient. So I had this one friend I designated as like my PR rep. I would tell her everything because I knew she liked to talk. I love you, Brandy. She liked to talk, and she would tell my other friends, but I had my close circle and I had the people I could trust. And just know that whenever I was making decisions, I had to say, hey, this is temporary. Do the hard stuff that's going to get you the long-term result that you want to see, and know that there's always a remedy that can alleviate the pain or the concern that you have. You're putting very knowledgeable people around your care, and trust yourself, trust your body, trust what you want to do, and go with that.
Really trust your gut, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've had some other people in your life they've been really important to you, your husband being one of those along your journey. Who else has really been that stronghold for you?
My dad and my sister, they've been amazing. I mean, just seeing the breast cancer on my dad's side of the family, he knew and he empathized with what I was going for. It was devastating for him to see me to go through that. My stepmom was great about making me meals that were healthy and organic. Oh my gosh, I never went hungry because of her, and she was wonderful. And just having my sister there as my support was just so great. And I know it was hard for her to see me go through that, but she was there with me along the way too. A
breast cancer diagnosis journey, I've heard, is a challenging and difficult one. Do you suggest that people, and it's really hard especially when you're a strong woman out there and you can do everything on your own, to really leaning on those that you love?
I'm a control freak. So yeah, it was really hard to let go of some of that and to let people speak into me and give me their thoughts and their feelings. And I didn't have to take everything that they said, but just to validate this is an experience for them too. They have feelings that they're going through, watching me go through it. So just empathizing with their side of it as well was putting me in a mindset to say, hey, we're in this together. And if we can put our minds around this for the decisions that I have to make, I'll have the better outcomes.
Not that I've been stalking your social media at all, but I look often at what Jessica is doing and just the outreach that she's putting out there for breast cancer patients. But you've also noticed when you went back for after visits at your location in Nashville that the gowns were the same. Talk to us or share with us what you hope to see changed in that.
So I was at a radiology appointment, and the gown that I put on, I knew by the label on the inside of it, that gown was 20 years old. And I thought, okay, I know lots of women have worn that. It's not that this is gross or anything. This is worn. It's uncomfortable. It's kind of itchy. I either see those or paper gowns. So I'm actually working with a company called Radiant Wrap, and you're wrapped in dignity and colors and patterns that fit your personality and your needs and your style to kind of restore some of that humanity that you have. You don't have to walk in as a patient, because when you remove your clothes and you put that gown on, you go from feeling like a person to a patient. And so, but if you get to choose like your colors, your styles, and what you're there for, you feel a little bit better and a little more confident and comfortable talking to your medical provider about your care.
Jessica, what I love so much about that is because hospitals are cold as it is. And I know they don't mean for it to be, it just is what it is, but it's a cold environment.
Yeah, it's not always comfortable. And when you have control over what you can wear, you just feel a little bit better.
What else is coming? Again, we have the Feel for Your Life app. What else is in the works from you?
So right now, the AI on the app is huge. I call it Breast Friend AI. And what you do is when you go into the app, you'll have to create an account.
Okay.
So when you create your account, you'll go in and see Breast Friend AI. If you have a mammogram, an ultrasound, any sort of lab scan or exam, or you can take your pathology reports, those go to your online portal, and it comes in confusing medical jargon that you may not understand. And what you can do is copy and paste that, put it into Breast Friend AI. It's going to take away all that medical jargon, translate it into terms that you understand, and automatically populate questions to ask your doctor about your results.
That is fantastic. And I love you call it Breast Friend AI.
Right.
That is wonderful. And guys, it is so easy to download. Just put in Feel for Your Life, find the app. It is free.
Yes.
And it is so helpful. What are you hearing now from people who have downloaded the app? I'm surely you're hearing from them daily.
Yeah, they're empowered in their breast health. They're doing their self-exams. They're getting screened. They're asking questions about breast density. And it's huge right now because women have been left in the dark about that. But back in September, the FDA said, hey, going forward, mammogram providers have to tell you about your breast density so that you can have supplemental screenings if they're necessary. Dense breast tissue can hide lumps, bumps, and abnormalities on those exams. So you may need an MRI or an ultrasound going forward. So seeing the conversation happen about breast density is just incredible. Having women empowered and feel better about what they're doing for themselves, I love it. It's amazing.
Jessica, something else I love is not only have you sat down with media outlets, again, around the globe, people doing podcasts. Is there, I mean, as you're doing this, what is that thought for you? I mean, just when you sit back at the end of the day and you recognize and realize how many people you're helping and possibly saving lives.
It's overwhelmingly like humble. And I can't believe the people who have just trusted me, who believe in my story, who know what I've gone through, and they see, hey, look at her on the other side of cancer. You know, she went through something really hard. And I know that if I advocate for myself now, if she can do it, I can do it too. And it's amazing.
There's a quote I've said over and over in a number of shows talking to certain people. You may not be able to change the world, but you may be able to change the world for one person. Jessica Baladad, you're doing that as people download your app, and it's helping them. Thank you for all that you do. Is there anything that we haven't touched on that you want to make sure we know, either what's going on with you or the Feel for Your Life application?
Well, I would just say to all women or anyone, find a great doctor to advocate with you and meet your goals. Do your self-exams through the Feel for Your Life app. Get screened or talk about what your future screening should look like. Know your breast density and understand your genetic disposition to breast cancer.
100%. Not only, again, October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but this is something that we need to be aware of. It needs to be in the forefront of our minds as women throughout the entire year for 12 months. If you have not downloaded Feel for Your Life, download it now. Again, we thank founder and chief advocate for Feel for Your Life, Jessica Baladad, for sharing this with us once again. Thank you so much. And always, please be safe on your travels.
Of course. Thank you so much.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
it.
Stick with us. We'll be right back.
He shoots and he scores!
Step into the Lionel retail store at Opry Mills, Nashville, and you'll be captivated by all the magic of the 123-year history of Lionel trains. Whether you're already a train enthusiast or just getting started, Lionel will energize your love for trains. NASCAR fan? Come check out your local Lionel station to learn all there is to know about model trains and die-cast NASCAR collectibles. Visit nashville.lionel.com or call 615-455-9399.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
He's an after-luncher. He's a football game half-timer.
All right, boys, it's time.
She's a coffee breaker. Oh, careful. I've got this. She's a whenever I can get 5 minutes-er. Whenever you like to bank, Ascend's app has you covered. Transfer funds, apply to loans, do banking stuff.
I'm a banking person-er. Is that okay?
Yep, come on in. Ascend Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back. Here's a look back at the Sound the Alarm Save a Life event that happened in Clarksville this past Saturday. This was done by the American Red Cross Tennessee River chapter. In fact, dozens of volunteers turned out to help board members go door to door to not only educate but equip homes with a fire alarm. A big shout out to Clarksville Fire and Rescue, Austin Peay State University softball and baseball teams, Mayor Joe Pitts, and especially to the board members who were not only prepping but getting things together for this big morning of Sound the Alarm Save a Life. I'd like to share with you that over 500 people were educated in fire safety and then close to 200 homes equipped with that life-saving fire alarm. The next Sound the Alarm Save a Life event is actually coming up this Saturday in Dixon County. The Tennessee River chapter of the American Red Cross will be out once again going door to door to check on homes in a few areas there in Dixon. If you would like more information on fire alarm installation, blood donations, and even volunteer opportunities, we encourage you to reach out to the Tennessee River chapter of the American Red Cross or just contact your local Red Cross where you are. As always, thanks for joining us here at Mornings on Main Street. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. We'll see you back here tomorrow.